Crocheters, it is Friday, May 31st. Can you believe it? It's been a very busy, fast month. And so with all of the vlogs that I've done, I honestly have just kind of been pacing around my house this morning like, what am I gonna vlog about today? Like, I think I've talked about everything. I've gone over everything. I can't think of a single thing that I could share. And so I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe I could give just kind of like tips on something. So I was like, okay, tips on crocheting. Like everything, I've learned a lot of things from YouTube, and that seems a little bit presumptuous to be like, this is what I know. And it's like, okay, actually I learned all of this from YouTube already, so it's already there, so don't think you guys need me talking about it. But then I had the idea, like maybe my kind of 3 tips for your own personal amigurumi style. If, like, I guess my 3 tips for if you are designing amigurumi, how to have a consistent style, if that makes any sense. So, because that's been on my mind a lot, because I feel like my amigurumi have a pretty consistent look, and so I've been kind of breaking that down a little bit mentally, and I would like to share my 3 tips with you guys. So tip number 1 is material. I would say pick a yarn weight or a yarn style that really speaks to you and that you like, and work almost exclusively in that. When I see a lot of people doing a lot of different types of yarn. Some people will work in like DK and worsted, and some people and they'll also work in Bernat blanket or in the velvet yarns that have come out. And I mean, because the yarn is so integral to the finished look, it really changes. Like, I'm going to show you guys a couple of people's Instagram feeds today. Only ones that I like really admire. I'm not going to show you ones and be like, I think they're doing this wrong, because geez, not my place to say a single thing. But I think there are some really good examples out there that I'm going to show you today. So that's number 1, material. And so I'll share that one, and then number 2, I'm going to both kind of address with this one lady. So this Instagram I'm going to show you is Jessie at Projectarian. And so I think, let's see if I can turn this around. You guys can see what I've got going on here. All right, so this is my computer screen. This is at the Projectarian, her Instagram. And so she has such adorable toys. I just love them. But one of the things that you'll see that's pretty consistent is that her material, it's all like I'm pretty sure it's all DK, and she almost always uses like fine merino wool, and it almost always has this variegated, like a little bit of coloring to it. It's almost always got that like hand dyed, like really special look to it. I'm fairly certain like that this one and this one here are makes by other people that she just shared using her pattern. So this is her Comet the Unicorn? No. Yes, I can't remember. Pattern. But yeah, and so like this is something that she's really consistent with, is using these sort of variegated yarns in her work, which I think just really adds to the consistency in her style. And then the next point I wanted to make, I'm going to scroll back up here, hopefully that didn't make you guys too dizzy. The next point I want to make is eyes. Because we're human, we tend to connect very quickly to eyes, and and I think that that's, especially in amigurumi, that's a place where you can really be niche and show kind of a unique sense of style there. So you guys know most of my animals just have kind of big black eyes. Some of them have brown, but they're not necessarily anything too crazy. But the little highlights in the eyes are somewhat unique to me in the way that I do them, and also the fact that they're soft eyes. Not everyone does soft eyes. A lot of amigurumists just use safety eyes, which is awesome. But I do think that there is some room to play and to add that little bit extra of creative expression in the eyes. And so I'm gonna go right back to Jessie at the Projectarian, and man, I love the eyes that she does on, like, especially her unicorns. I want to see if I can scroll down a little bit, because a couple months ago there were so many unicorn pictures and I was just like dying and going to heaven because they were adorable. Okay, and now of course I can't find them, but I don't want to put you guys over there and be like, here, get really dizzy while I scroll. All right, this is a pretty good example. So you can see here, like, just look at that eye, or like, look at this set. Like, how intense and like beautiful are those? Those are so, so pretty. I think these ones are needle felted. Yeah, I mean, she does have some like kind of basic eyes, and she gets more advanced eyes in her bigger patterns. But you know, but even like the simpler eyes are still pretty unique to her and the way that she does it. So those are my first two tips for designing amigurumi. And then I would say my third one is remember that what you're doing is you're abstracting something. You know, amigurumi design is, it's an art form. You're taking what you see and you're abstracting it to translate it into yarn, and also to show your own unique style. And I mean, not many amigurumists actually like try and make it perfectly lifelike. There are some out there that you're like, wow, that's so impressively lifelike. But a lot of people, it's almost like if they did have a cartoon, you know, or like you look at their work and you're like, okay, if someone was to cartoon your work, I know exactly what it looked like. You know, if someone was to sketch it, I'd say, oh, that is this person's. So, I mean, how do I simplify that? I don't know. I'm gonna keep thinking on how to say this, and I'm gonna show you another Instagram. So this is she's very well known. This is a Pika Pau, or Pika Payan, at Pika Payan, if I am saying that right. So this is her Instagram, and you can see that she has, like, it's very consistent in the colors that she uses. Like, they're all kind of that more muted. There's nothing like crazy bright. I guess this fox is kind of bright, but like most of them are going to be more muted, a little bit more earthy in tone. Okay, I'm sorry. My arm has been shaking. And this is probably really obnoxious, and I'm sorry. So it's more, you know, her colors are more earthy, and they're, she also has, you know, consistency in, like, her animals wear clothes, or they have some sort of like striping or dots, or like if we pull this one up, you can look a little closer, you can see that she's got like some color work going on here. So she's picked some themes with her work to say like, this is what I do, this is what I stand for, you know, this is how I choose to abstract my work. You know, do animals wear striped sweaters? Most of them don't. Like hippos don't, and pandas don't wear tutus, but that's how she's chosen to you know, take the animals and abstract them and make them really hers, and add that design style to it. So that's what's been on my mind. It's what I've been thinking about. I hope that's helpful. I am really sorry. When I had the camera turned around and you guys are looking at the screen, it was hard for me to see what was going on the screen, and at one point I saw it was blurry, so I am sorry about that. But I hope that these tips have been helpful for you. You know, if you're thinking about doing amigurumi design, or I guess just kind of getting into that at all, I think that those are some pretty important things. You know, before you, I guess, just dive in and there's nothing wrong with diving in and just creating a bunch of different things to see what you like. But I do think that having a consistent look can be really strengthened by, you know, the materials that you choose, what you're going to work with, the type of eyes that you use, and the detail, and, you know, how you make those, you know, really connect with your style and with the people who see them. So when they look at the eyes, they think that is, you know, that person's. And then third, you know, what are you going to do that's going to be a little bit different? What's going to, like, how are you going to abstract these animals so that it's unique to you? So I hope that's helpful. This is actually longer than I thought it would be. Apparently, I get long-winded when I talk about these things. Anyhow, it's the last day. I've got to get to work, got to, you know, get in the paycheck. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow in my normal vlog. Hopefully I'll have some good things to show. And thank you again so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And yeah, take care.